not feeling the coaches on top of this too. We'll go to pick 6. So we'll start then with number 4 Titans going against number 5 Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, this is I think the best game of the I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I don't think the Titans defense can get the Ravens off the field on third down.
Yeah, so that's the key. So because the Ravens are gonna typically, just because of how they play, they don't get themselves behind the chains very often. So they're getting 3-4 yards, a pop, and they don't drop back and pass on first down very often. So they don't have they're not 2nd and 10 very often.
Right.
So they're 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens as well. I think as much as Derrick Henry's been a force lately, I think the Ravens are gonna have him maybe not figured out, but at least bottle him up, maybe hold him to 150 on 30 carries, and just keep him contained for the most part. And I really just don't think the Titans are gonna be able to beat him through the air. And I think the Ravens will be able to control the ball a little bit. And yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens.
Man, it's such a tough team. It's tough to pick though, because you still have Derrick Henry, who just is gonna get his. And then it hinges on Tannehill. Can Tannehill get the ball out?
I don't trust Tannehill.
But should we at this point? Look at the end of last season and last playoffs.
What was he doing in the playoffs? I mean, he was better, I guess, but not.
I know, but he did what he needed to do, is what I'm saying.
And I just don't think. I think the Ravens are better than that, though. I think they would need a elevated Ryan.
Always got a delete button.
So.
This is a very tough game. I can see why the gears are grinding for Isaiah, but it is the number 4 offense of the Titans versus the number 4 defense of the Ravens. So the difference is the Titans are also 25th in the NFL in defense, and at least the Ravens are 10th on offense.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of in other words, offense to defense, the Ravens are 10-4, and Titans are 4-25.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Ravens. I just don't think the Titans can keep up with them.
It's going to be if Derrick Henry's legs are burned out after they got him his yardage he needed last week. They made him carry 33 times last week. Is he going to be burned out again? He's going to have to go.
I don't think he gets burned out. So,
and the other reason is Lamar was. If we were picking games 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, I think I'd pick the Titans. But Lamar's kind of gotten it back together since he's come back from COVID. He's played a lot better.
Yep.
What do we expect from Tannehill? He's going to have to get it done. A.J. Brown has definitely stepped up. Corey Davis has stepped up. Johnny Smith has been a nice, pleasant surprise at tight end.
Yeah.
It's going to be who wins in the trenches, and I just think the Ravens are going to be able to push around the Titans a little bit more. I'm going to pick the Ravens, but it's disappointing because I do want to stick. No, I'm sticking with I'm going to stick with my AFC Championship game. I'm going to put the Titans in there.
Okay. All right.
These two teams did play.
See how I talked? That doesn't make any sense. I literally picked a team that I was just I gave every reason why I shouldn't pick them, and I still picked them.
So these two teams did play in Week 10, and they went to overtime. The Tennessee Titans won on a Derrick Henry 29-yard run.
Yep.
Okay.
Baltimore played from behind, catch up most of the game. Or no. They played ahead. They were up 21-10 in the third quarter. Tennessee scored 14 unanswered, and then, So, I don't know, but the Baltimore seems like a better team than them, and Titans seem like a worse team. Because that was when the Titans were 7-3, and they were pumping on all cylinders.
I would agree with that.
It's interesting. That was definitely that we saved that one for pick 6 because that was probably the hardest for all of us to pick.
Yeah.
For any of them, and most of this week could go pretty normal. So we'll go with next game, the Phoenix Suns and the Indiana Pacers.
I'm gonna go with the Phoenix Suns because they need to keep winning games.
Yeah, I don't think the Pacers are not very good.
No.
I'll go with the Suns.
Yeah, we might all be the same on that one. I'm gonna go with the Suns also. right, Ohio State, Alabama.
Bama. I think it'll be. I just don't think Ohio State is really really good offensively. I don't think anybody can stop Alabama. I just think it's impossible. I mean, Brian Kelly talked about it after the game, after the Notre Dame game, and he was like, look, like, because people were asking him like about Notre Dame once again getting pretty much ran in a in a playoff game or in a big championship game, and he was like, look, this isn't a Notre Dame problem. This is a college football problem. Nobody can tackle these guys for Alabama. Like no one's been able to do it all year long. So I think it's probably going to be like a 50 to like 30 something game. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think Ohio State won their national championship last week after playing with a lot of emotion against Dabo Sweeney, who
Now they all have COVID, so
disrespected the heck out of him. Who knows what this COVID thing is going to be like? So I would love to pick in light of the COVID stuff. Maybe I'd lean towards Ohio State, but I'm going to go with Alabama just because who knows who has it in the Ohio State locker room, and even if they're all there, can they really stop the Alabama offense? I just think that Ohio State kind of spent their load last week. That sounds kind of dirty, but
Edit that out.
I just feel like they went all out last week. Like they didn't need to keep running up the score. They didn't need to keep the starters in as long as they probably did. I think that was their national championship, and they're going to be fine losing. I think a decently close game to Alabama.
I think they're going to play them hard too, but I think it's going to be hard for me to pick Ohio State 2 weeks in a row against all odds. So I think we're all going to have to go with Alabama on this one too.
Yeah.
Alabama's got like 4 or 5 just elite players: Najee Harris, Mac Jones.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle might be back.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would play in only one game, but
just because he can.
Just because
they have plenty of firepower that you can afford to take a break.
Game, so why not? Right.
Yeah. All right. Then we're gonna do 3 men's basketball games for college. We'll start with Michigan State going against Rutgers.
In about 3 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
This is tough because Michigan State maybe got a little bit of confidence back when they beat Nebraska. It's not an accomplishment beating Nebraska this year, but I think Michigan State was certainly down in the dumps at that point. They'd lost 3 in a row. I'm going to go with Rutgers. Michigan State is not playing good defense at all, and Ron Harper Jr. is shooting like 60% from 3 right now. So I'm going to go with Rutgers. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Rutgers too because I don't know anything about college basketball, and Ben kind of does.
Big close game. I don't know. If Michigan State this year is just soft. Like teams can get downhill on them and they just play terrible defense.
Yeah.
And,
I think in all of our games, our pick 6 games where MSU has been one of the teams, I've picked MSU because it feels like they should win in basketball.
They should.
But they don't. And I think I've missed out on them every single time. I'm not going to let it happen again.
All right. I mean, they might.
Probably going to shove it up my throat.
Yep, they might win.
Yeah, so I'm picking Michigan State. Even though, man, Harper is a really good-looking player for Rutgers.
Yep.
This is a must-win for the Spartans if they want to really try to turn around their season and prove that they're not just some kind of fraud. Yep. And I think Rutgers is still a competitive enough team where, right? You know sign language?
No.
Oh. You throw out gang signs?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so they've got to win this. This is a competitive enough game where they can maybe still feel like they can get their mojo back from what feels like just a season falling apart in front of them. Yeah. So they figure out a way to stop Harper, and I think Hauser can help motivate them to a win here. Pick MSU. And I think, like you said, Ben, we don't pay attention to college football this year because Michigan has been terrible. Michigan's having success this year, so it's more fun to watch college basketball right now. So I think that's why, in general, we're probably paying more attention to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, speaking of Michigan, they're playing Minnesota. What is it, tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
That's not it.
That ain't it.
Yep, tomorrow.
Okay, there it is.
I'm going to go with Michigan because I'm going to ride the hot hand. No other reason than that.
Michigan's gonna win. Minnesota's tough. Marcus Carr is
Yeah, I was gonna say Carr's your guy.
get his the center Liam
Robbins.
Yeah, Liam Robbins. He's a transfer from Drake. He's massive. But I don't know. Hunter Dickinson, I think will probably handle him pretty well. So I think Michigan will win. I think they'll probably win by 10. Minnesota's good. It's probably Richard Pitino's best team that I've seen him have at Minnesota. But Michigan's just riding high right now, and they're at home. They shoot really well at home. They made 12 threes last game. So I think they're going to be. I think they'll win by like 10.
Who are you picking?
I'm picking Michigan.
Oh, we're all picking Michigan.
Oh, you're picking Michigan? You didn't say you're.
Yeah, I said that first.
Oh, did you?
I'm sitting right here.
Selective listening.
But yeah, man, I mean, like, as a Michigan fan, I don't want to bet against them when they're 9-0. So
Yeah, they're going to go to 5-0 in the conference right here. But yeah, like you said, Carr is one of, again, kind of like what Rutgers is with Harper. Like they're playing tough teams, tough players specifically in the big.
Carr can win a game by himself.
Andy can shoot.
Liam Robbins had 27 points, 26
Yeah.
points against Ohio State. So, but Ohio State also does not play a player above like 6'8". So that's why he had 6 points.
I don't think Michigan's had their best player shoot well from the free throw line ever. And the fact that is happening is a joy to see. And
Isaiah Livers like 96% or something from the line.
Yeah, and Carr is at 80%.
Yeah.
Like,
it is interesting looking at Minnesota's, like, even the last 5 games, they got beat up a little bit by Wisconsin. But like they beat Ohio State in the last game 2 days ago by 17.
Yep.
And then they beat Michigan State by 25.
Yeah, my whole thing is I just, if that had happened, if Michigan State, like, let's say that was the first game of the Big Ten and like we're only like 2 games in the Big Ten, I would think Minnesota's like for real. But after watching Michigan State play other games, I don't really know how much of an accomplishment beating. I mean, you beat anybody in the Big Ten by 25, that's pretty good. But like,
just how bad Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State's just not very good in my opinion. Not right now. I mean, they could be later, but they're not right now.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one here, Florida State, number 25 versus Pittsburgh.
Yep. I really don't like watching Florida State play basketball, but I think they're going to win. They play ugly. They can't shoot. They're just athletic, really athletic. I'll go with Florida State. Pitt's pretty good, though. I watched them play earlier this year. They're pretty good.
I'll go with Pittsburgh just because I feel like it.
Be a little different.
I don't know anything about either team.
I don't like Florida State either. I don't like their coach, Leonard Hamilton. I don't like him.
Leonard. Anybody named Leonard, I have a hard time liking.
Leonard's. I can't stand Leonard's.
Leonard. Yeah, I'm actually also going to go Pittsburgh because I think they're favored on Gamecast.
All right.
By like only 4.5%. So it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Let's see it.
But I don't know much about these ACC teams, to be honest.
Duke's down this year. Duke's bad. Clemson might win the ACC, which is amazing. But
well, both these guys are 5-2, and combined, and they're both 1-1 in the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, yeah, UNC isn't playing that well either.
Yeah. I mean, Duke's another like 2 losses away from Coach K faking like an illness and quitting the rest of the season.
Yeah,
so
he's gonna hurt his back.
Yeah. So we're about at that point with Duke right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good stuff. We'll talk about the wild card week next week and preview the divisional games, and we'll finish my NFL stats of the week, and then maybe we'll touch up on any changes that happen with the NFL head coaches throughout this week, because I think there are probably going to be a couple of teams that do make a move in this next week. And if they don't, then I definitely would want to preview it for next week.
Yeah, and maybe by next week, Jim Harbaugh will have signed a contract.
I was going to say, I heard he's milking it out because he wants an NFL team to come call him.
I've heard that, but I've also heard he's been on vacation. I know that, and he's been in California, so he just got back like today, I heard. I don't know. Who knows?
It could be an exciting week, unbeknownst to us.
Yes, it could be. So.
All right. Well, then we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.